Smudge this dirt off our shoulders here. I'm glad for anyone that's come back to sit down with me here. And I don't have any sweetgrass or sage, but I've got frankincense to bring. A bit of tobacco there. And I did clear the air before this meeting, and I'll take off the warrior's cap and put on the negotiating hat, because this is what I said I was going to do. So, to start off this video, that was SNRK, the snotty-nosed res kids. Sorry if they're a little vulgar for some, but they're really clever, lyrically on point, and they seem like really nice guys. Anyway, more about that group later. We're here to talk about what a native advocate and knowledge collector is. You know, you can start looking this stuff up online if you'd like, and check out what I'm saying. But in 2016, yeah, let's go back to 2016. You know, we got PM JT is in power here. The PM, the Prime Minister, and you know, hold your boo-earnsing for now. I still need to go on, and I should pick this up a little bit faster, because you don't want to sit here all day. Or do you? It's raining out. I don't think anyone wants to go out, and I kind of feel like nobody really was planning on it anyway. So 2017, we got dissolution of the Indigenous and Northern Affairs in Canada, which dissolution, that means that they got rid of that branch of the government. And it began a transformation or a reform of two new departments instead of INAC, or INAK, INAC. And then we've got two new departments, the Crown Indigenous Relations and Northern Affairs Canada, Indigenous Services Canada, which is a split branch between Northern Aboriginals and the Indigenous Natives. Native American legality in Canada is a little more complicated than some might think. So bear with the length of a lot of these when I'm talking about this stuff, because I really need to be on point and not mess up the facts, because there's too much of that going on in this world. So we got two new junctions, the Crown and the Northern Indigenous Affairs. I'm imagining they're splitting that between the people that speak for the Crown and the people that speak for the Indigenous. bringing us to the native advocates and knowledge collectors. Each one represents an eagle staff. Look up what eagle staff means. And I myself am a native advocate and knowledge collector for the eagle staff of survivors of homelessness, meaning I'm dealing with poverty, social issues, and people. Anyway, with the dissolution, with the old system gone, we're now building a new one. This means the previous provisional government between Crown and Northern Indigenous peoples is gone, and that's good because we are changing. And everyone hated the old system anyway, so let's all work together to reach some compromises and make a system that works for everyone, because that's what we wanted from the start. Because now the new communities of Canada and territories protected within our borders, they get to help build this. And these native advocates are the ones that get to speak for them. They bring their voice. Whatever they want to say goes to those advocates, and those advocates will carry it to the Crown speakers. I'm assuming, because nothing has really happened very much since 2017. Let's get with it. Speaking of, so yeah, putting aside all that, the current negotiations that are in process right now, because that is still part of this process, right? With the BC Treaty, I'm sure everyone's heard about that. And so those are current negotiations of a 25-year delayed agreement from the ruling queen, Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth herself. And that was a protest for supporting the legally binding agreement to discuss that treaty with the Wet'suwet'en, to reestablish an ancient piece of paper. And still, there are people that are trying to block it. So, Indigenous First Nation government, and why they're separated is because First Nations is not the same as Indigenous, and people are really missing a lot of the points here. So the government reform started in 2017. You can look that up. I'll post a link to the dissolving of that committee. And those who have shown certain tribes across Canada with very specific qualities to represent everyone's best interests on all sides. Those are the people they have picked to represent them. And among the new these advocates are going to be among the new provisional members and go-betweens. And so, bringing us back to the apologies to the Bear Clan Matriarch and that sponsored ad where she came forward to talk. And I understand that having that much support on your own post is probably very reassuring, given just the volatile nature of all of these circumstances. And I did not attack anyone personally, and I hope that much was seen. But yeah, there is always a mutual like a mutualness between divisions, to say that those of differing opinions or upbringing, it's split among various factors depending on what circles you're looking at, but it's all fairly cut and dry as to the two sides. There's always two sides to everything, right? So getting two sides to work together, because I've started on the wrong side of the track. Many have started on the wrong side of the track. The track at the start of this was about coming from the wrong side of that track, and even when you move to the other neighborhood, you still stay loyal to some of those foundational beliefs, your traditional upbringing, any of the values that really spoke to you and you carry in your heart, and those are hard to break for anyone. And that's not bad. That's not necessarily bad. There's nobody has the perfect answer, but we can work together to reach a viable solution. I can see we're getting to the end here, so I'm going to wrap up. Because we have to let go of those old battles. And I just gotta ask, can we just look both ways before crossing these tracks to see who's where, without risking anyone's safety? And we've got to know where to draw the line by talking to everyone. There should be no voices going unheard. Thank you. Put on this final track as I'd like some tobacco to clear.